Okay, so normally I give you technical tips on all kinds of subjects related to bikes. Today I want to do something different. I have noticed that in my area there are lots of people who struggle to ride in crosswinds, and in the last couple of days it has been quite awful. And despite that, I have been riding 808s on my road bike and TT bike with no problems. So, how do you do that? How do you ride in strong crosswinds? So first thing you need to do, well, you will feel very quickly where the wind is coming from. If you have wind coming from the left side, for example, what you need to do is to take your bike and lean over a bit. You tend to do this naturally, but in case you don't, then that's what you need to do to stabilize yourself. And what I found that also helps, and this is also a bit from my motorcycle background, you need to put all the weight you can on your front wheel, because that's what's basically weaving you about. You don't get a lot of steering feedback from the rear wheel. So you need, on a road bike, you need to get in the drops for sure. For stability, and for the second, you also need some added aero efficiency when you are heading into a crosswind or a headwind. So get down low to put more weight on the front so it doesn't get steered so easily. And what you also need to do is to put more weight on the opposite side. So in this example, if the wind is coming from the left, you need to lean the bike over to the left, and you need to put as much weight on the right of the bar as you can. And this will like to greatly to stabilize your bike. The second thing I've noticed, and it helps a bit as well, is to lower your cadence and go for a bit of a harder gear. But not in extremes, of course. The gear should be one that is still efficient, so around 80 to 90 cadence. But I found that if you have a bit more torque on there, and the drivetrain you're not spinning as much, then it's a bit easier to keep the bike tracking straight. So that's about it for the road bike. So to summarize, put weight in the front and a bit more to the opposite side from where the wind is blowing, and get a bit of a lean on the bike. So these are the three things, and maybe drop your cadence a bit and a bit more torque. Obviously, the faster you're going, the more power you're putting in, the more stable you're going to be. So if you're riding in the winds, then I suggest to pace yourself in a way that you ease off in the tailwind sections and you put the hammer down on the crosswinds and in the headwinds. Now this might seem a bit counterproductive or counterintuitive, but if you imagine how much slower you go when you are in a headwind or a crosswind, then at that speed to put it this way, if you increase your power by say 50 watts, then it's going to be much more of a speed difference than at high speed. So this kind of pacing will make you the fastest overall if you are, say, in a time trial or a triathlon. Now, and what's the situation with riding TT bikes in crosswinds? Now, many people think that they are scary as hell, but actually they are a lot more stable because they tend to have a slacker head angle, which is quite visible here, and by the design of the air bars you have much more weight in the front, so it's basically 50-50, so you don't have the quick handling of the road bike and you don't have a light front end, so that helps greatly. Also in time trials I also ride discs. A disc wheel can actually improve your ride in this regard because it stabilizes the bike. So it really is just the front that's acting up on you, but you basically do the same thing as the road bike. You put in a harder gear, you put on a bit more power, you lean the bike over a bit, but I found that you don't need to lean over as much as on the road bike. And then you can do the same thing staying in the aero bars. Just basically, if the wind is coming from the left, you try to put more weight on your right pad. So but it comes naturally the way you lean the bike. It's not that hard really. And you need to also have a bit of confidence, because most people tend to throw out their deep wheels when it starts to get a bit windy. But if you want to be able to ride them as races, then you need to train on them. There's no two ways about it. So you have to build the confidence gradually to be able to ride fast wheels in fast winds. And obviously that's where they excel the most. The more crosswinds you have, the more advantage you're getting from the aero profile, and also from the sail effect that you're getting. Okay, so that's about it. These are my tips for riding in crosswinds or winds in general. I hope you have found it useful, and to see more content about cycling related stuff, then don't forget to check out my channel and subscribe. For today it's all. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.